Good evening. It is December 28th, 2012. This is Jason Horak reporting on the Dodge Daytona electric vehicle. As you can hear, the electric motor is still running and is still really loud. At this point, it's running at about 2,500 RPMs and has been running this way for, at a mixed RPM anyway, for well over 50 hours. So I'm hoping that the brushes are seated at this point. And I just wanted to take a quick little look at the motor in its current state and measure the temperature that the casing has gotten to. So as you can see from this multimeter, it is about 53 degrees here in the garage. Just kind of sitting here ambient. And we're going to put the temperature probe into the motor. So that's just in one of those mounting holes at the top. So I'm sure it's very loud in the background, but I didn't want to shut it off and have it be cooling off while I'm trying to take the video. But so it seems to be stabilizing, 123-ish degrees Fahrenheit. So not terribly hot, but a lot warmer than I thought it would be. Just kind of chilling here. We're pulling relatively few amps. It's limited to about 50 on the controller at 24 volts. So not a whole lot of power going into this motor, but it's still pretty toasty, especially considering that the ambient temperature is in the 50s. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show real quick what the motor was looking like, and more importantly, what it's sounding like at this point. Let's take a quick look at the commutator, and I know it'll be really loud when I get the camera in here, so I won't talk over it, but we'll just try to take a close-up of the commutator and see if we can see anything on the camera. So I'm no expert, but the commutator does seem pretty shiny still. It doesn't seem to really have much of a patina ward off on it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the motor, and then maybe we'll take a closer look at it with it not spinning. I'll be right back. Alrighty then, so that's where the motor stopped. So we'll take another look at the commutator. Now that it's significantly quieter and less painful. So I can see it kind of looks like grooves on the commutator. More like a, like a pattern of, if you rubbed sandpaper across such a thing, you'd get little like vertical lines. So for whatever that's worth, that's what it's looking like. Can't really get the light in there very well, but trying. so anyway, so like I said, that's well over 50 hours worth of burn-in time, and that's about as much as it's gonna get. We'll just toss this on here. Quick temperature reading while it's sitting idle. And so other than the funky noises that my DC-to-DC converter still makes, it's pretty nice and quiet now. So, the temperature is dropping just as it sits here and isn't producing heat anymore, but yeah. So anyway, that's the story at the moment. What I'm going to do in the very near future, possibly tonight or maybe tomorrow, is I'm going to put this motor back into the car in a more permanent arrangement by putting back on the spacer ring and the transmission adapter plate, the taper lock coupler, the flywheel, the clutch, and the pressure plate. Get that all put back on, and then the tail shaft support for the motor, and get it remounted into the car, back up where it's supposed to be, into the transmission, and all that good stuff. So in order to orchestrate all that, I'll be unhooking these wires so they don't get in the way while we're working on stuff. And yeah. So anyway, that's the plan, is to get these things get this mounted back in. And I was going to wait until I got the aluminum flywheel fixed. You may recall that I broke a bolt off in that thing, the $500 flywheel, and I break a bolt off into it. But some guys down at work are going to help out and try to get that thing repaired, get the bolt out of there. They may drill out the back of it, and so forth. But yeah, just while we're filming this, you can hear that's really hot. Grab the thing. So that is the DC-to-DC converter making its funky noises that it does. And just for fun, let's see how hot this thing is. So that's more than 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So it gets really, really hot, makes funky noises, but continues to put out the current, or put out the voltage to keep my little battery topped off. So, I don't know, it works. It's been making funny noises since I got it, but it's still working. So I'm going to keep on using it until it dies. For a $150 unit, it's really not worth trying to replace it just in case, just to try to figure out what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. It's very, very weird. So anyway, we'll just let it do its thing. Anyway, alright, so that is the plan. We're going to get the motor remounted in the car, and that's where we're at. So the main reason why this is happening is that the electric car has been dead since early October. Shortly after I got back from the electric vehicle conversion convention is when I broke the electric motor, and I have been without an EV since that point. It's now the end of December, and I haven't had my electric car in a long time, which kind of sucks. I have been driving my gas car, but that's been having a lot of problems lately too. It doesn't like the cold, and I had to have it towed down to the shop, and so at the moment I am carless, and the electric vehicle needs to function because I need a car to get to work. So there we go. Anyway, so I'm going to be taking care of that, and hopefully I'll get back to you with an update in the near future.